Hey everyone, welcome to Judging for the Win. I'm Dave, and this is my daily ruling. Amy has a Monastery Swift Spear, and she wants to play a Lightning Bolt. She doesn't care about dealing 3 damage to anything, she just needs the Prowess trigger. Only problem is, Amy's only land that's untapped is 1 mountain, and Nick has a Chancellor of the Annex. Is it possible for Amy to play the Lightning Bolt and get the Prowess trigger? Okay, so first of all, I'd like to draw everyone's attention to the fact that Chancellor's ability that counters the spell uses the word whenever. This means that this is a triggered ability. Let's also notice that the Prowess ability on the Monastery Swift Spear also would be considered a triggered ability. Both of these abilities say that they trigger when the spell is cast, and so what that means is that after Amy has completed all of the steps involved in the process of casting Lightning Bolt, only then will the Chancellor and the Prowess ability trigger. Now, it doesn't matter what happens to the spell you cast after the Prowess ability is triggered. So, when the ability from Chancellor of the Annex counters the Lightning Bolt, the Prowess ability is still going to resolve just fine. And so that means that Amy would be able to make this play exactly the way that she'd hoped. Okay, so now let's take a look at a slightly different situation. Maybe instead of Chancellor of the Annex, Nick controls the Taxmaster herself, Thalia, Guardian of Thraben. Let's see if the answer is any different. Right out of the gate, we can see that there is a big difference, which is that Thalia's taxing ability does not use at, when, or whenever, which means that this is not going to be considered a triggered ability. Rather, there's a specific step during the process of casting a spell, and during that step, the game has to figure out how much mana it costs to play that spell. This is the time when Thalia's ability is going to apply. Now, because this happens during the process of casting the spell, there is no way to sidestep it the way we did in the previous example. That means it's just not going to be possible at all for Amy to play the spell if she only has 1 mana. She can try, but the game is going to determine the cost is too high for her to pay, and when she's not able to make that much mana to pay the cost, the game is not going to let her cast that spell. So that means that with the Thalia out, it would not be possible to make the play we talked about before, where she casts the spell just to get the Prowess trigger, because it's not possible to cast the spell, that is, complete the entire process of casting the spell from start to finish, given that Amy only has 1 mana. And that's all I have for you today. How did you do? Join me again next time for another daily ruling, but until then, I hope you have a great day.